Good afternoon, students. Welcome back, you all. It's your science class. I'm handling for 4th standard. It's a new chapter, that is 11th chapter, force, work, and energy. Okay, force, work, and energy. What do you mean by force? Okay, it is a push or pull applied on any object. If we push an object or pull an object, we apply a force on object. What we apply? We apply a force on that object. Okay, that is called as force. It can move a stationary object we use in our day-to-day life. In our day-to-day life, we absorb. Okay, that some efforts is required to make stationary objects move or stop. We use a stationary object in our daily life. We may use for moving the object or stopping the object. We may use that object to move the object or to stop the object. Stop a moving object. Originally, we use this has a muscular effect. We say that muscular effect. This effect is known as muscular effect. What happens? And we neither push or pull. We neither push or pull the object to make it move or to stop. The object may move from one place to another place, or it may stop. Okay, force. Okay, then it is said. Used force. What we have used here for moving an object from one place to another place, or for stopping a moving object, what we are putting there? We are putting a force. What we apply there? We apply a force. Okay, it can move a stationary object or stop a moving object. It may help to move a stationary object, or it helps to stop the object. Force can also change the speed and the direction. It will help to change the speed and direction of a moving object. What? Push or pull object. Or what happens again? It changes. It may be changed in speed or direction of moving object. Force can also change the speed. What will it will change? It will change the speed and direction. It may help to change the speed and direction of a moving object. For example, take me as an example. I am moving. Okay, I know where I has to go. Okay, what is my destination? There may be curves, there may be a straight line, there may be a curve. When there is a curve, I'll change my direction, or I'll make more speed or less speed. There will be a speed and direction. There will be a changes in speed and direction. We also change our speed and we can change our direction also. Okay, it may be in a speed matter, or it may be a direction mode. Here what happens? There is an object. I may push the object or pull the object. What happens there? What we apply here? We apply a force. Okay, what we apply? We apply a force. If enough force is applied, it can also change the shape. Yes, in some cases, what happens if we apply enough of force? What happens there? It may change the shape. What it changes? It may change the shape and size of the object What happens here? We may apply a push or pull. Okay, the object, it may be pushed or pull. What we apply for an object? What we need? We need a force. Okay, when we put a force, it may be a process of push or pull. And next is when we put on a force on an object. Okay, when a moving object, there may be a changes in shape, speed and direction. There may be a slight change in speed and direction. In some cases, we apply enough of force on an object. What happens? In some cases, it may change its shape and size. There will be a changes in shape as well as size. Okay. The object may change its shape as well as size also. What is force? The efforts we make to pull or push. The efforts we make for push or pull. Pull an object is known as force. We'll apply a force. It may be for a pushing or purpose or pulling a object. What we apply? We apply a force. That is called as force. The effort we make. The effort we make to push or pull an object. It may be a push or a pull an object, that is called as force. It is called as force. In every sphere, there are the figures given in your textbook. You can see in your textbook the pictures. A man is pulling a cart. They have given some pictures to identify the things which is push and the pull, where we apply a force. A man pulling a cart. What the man is doing? He is pulling a cart. A boy pulling a toy. Okay, he is pulling a toy cart. What is pulling? He is pulling a toy cart. A woman drawing a water from a well. Yes, she is drawing the water from a well. What is happening? There is a pulling. Okay. A boy pushing a wheelchair. A boy is pushing a wheelchair. The old man is sitting on a wheelchair. A boy is pushing a chair. What happens? It may be push or pull. It may be a push or pull of an object, that is known as force. It may be we push the thing or pull the thing. We apply a force there. That is called as force. What it is called as? It is called as force. In a force, we observe the three things. It may be push or pull the object. There may be changes in speed and direction of a moving object, and it may change in some cases. If we put enough of energy, what happens? It may change its shape and size. What it changes? It changes its shape and size. Force is also said to be applied when an object is twisted. Also, it may be we apply when it may be twisted or bended. Okay, the force can also help changing its shape. It also helps in changing its shape. Force may also change the direction. It may change the direction of a motion of an object. There is an object going. It may change the direction also. There are various types of forces. We know, we find various kinds of forces also. Now you know that force is an effort to pull or push. It is an effort to pull or push the object. What can force do? What can a force do? What can force do? As you have seen, the force is needed to move an object. We need the force for the purpose of moving an object or pushing or pulling an object. We use the force for the purpose of pushing or pulling an object. Force is needed to move an object. We apply a force for moving the object. We apply the force for the purpose of moving object. When you or me kick a ball, it's move in a high above. When we kick a ball, it will move high above. There, what we apply? We apply the force. A force can stop the moving object. It will help to stop the moving object also. For example, by putting your leg in front of your moving ball. The ball is moving. If we put a leg, okay, what happens? We can stop the moving object. We can stop that moving ball. What we apply? We apply a force and stop the object. We'll make to stop the object, moving object. Next is force can change the direction of moving object. Force will help to change the direction of a moving object. As I said here, it may change a moving direction of a moving object. How? See here, there is a figure given in your textbook. In a figure given, the moving object here is a shuttlecock. It is a cock. Okay, the example we took is cock, which changes its direction by applying a force. We play a shuttlecock with the help of a shuttle bat, a cock with a bat. When we apply the force, with the cock's direction will change. Force can change the shape of an object. Okay, it may change the shape of an object. See here, it is a duster. I am taking, it is a duster. It is having a shape. Okay, when I apply a force on it, applied enough force, it may change its shape. Okay, yes, I may change its shape. See here how it has become. In some cases, it may happen. There may be a change in shape and size. Okay, when we apply enough of force, there in some cases, what happens? There will be a changes of its shape and size also. Types of force. There are types of force: fractional force, muscular force, magnetic force, electrostatic force, and gravitational force, which is a fractional force. What do you mean by a fractional force? What is fractional force? Force that slows down. What it does? It slows down the movement of an object. What it does? It slows down the movement of an object crossing a surface that is called a fractional surface. For example, a ball is moving. A ball is moving on the ground, come to rest after moving through some distance. Yes, the ball is moving. What happens when it is applied by the force? It will move very fast. When it comes to the rest, what happens? It becomes slower and slower from the distance through some distance. It will go from some distance in a fast way. Then what happens? It becomes in a slower way. See here, a force that slows down. What happens? The force will slow down the object. Movement of an object crossing the surface is called as fractional force. It's called as fractional force. What makes a ball stop? What will make the ball stop? It is a fractional force. This is a fractional force. What will make the ball to stop? That is called as fractional force. When a two surface slides over each other, okay, over each other, the force which applied for a motion is called as friction. It is called as what? Friction. It is called as friction. The friction which is will be less. It will be less if the surface are smooth. Okay, when there is a surface is very smooth, there will be a less availability. This surface are rough, the friction will be more. When there is a soft surface, what happens? There will be a friction of in a less level. When there is a rough surface, there will be more of friction. Next is muscular. We use this muscular or muscles. We use this muscle, our muscles, to do many things. Yes, we use our muscles in our day-to-day life for doing many things. It may be writing, lifting, pulling, pushing. Okay, because your muscles are used to do some work. We use our muscles to do some work. Such force is called as muscular force. Such force is what it is called as? It is called as muscular force. The force we use by applying. Okay, we use that force by applying our muscles to do some work, that is called as muscular energy or muscular force. Magnetic force. The magnet can be attracted. Magnet can be attracted by the nails. Nails made of iron. Nails are made of iron, not these nails. Metal nails which are made of iron. It is made of iron. Okay, made of iron, and pull them towards it. It will pull. The magnet will pull the nail towards it with the help of some force. With the help of some force. This force is known as magnetic force. Magnet is attracted. The nail will be, iron things will be attracted to the magnet. If it take a magnet here and keep some iron nail here, means it will grab. Okay, it will attract the nails, and okay, the magnet will attract the nail. The magnet attracts the nail which are made of iron. It will attract the nail which are made of iron. and pull them towards it. It will pull towards it with the same force, with some force, with the some force. This force is known as magnetic force. This force is known as magnetic force. Electrical force. What means electric force? Electric force means the earth, electric force means caused by rubbing two things with each other. It will cause by rubbing things each other, two things each other, so that they become charged. What happens there? They become charged. Materials like plastic created some type of force. Plastic will create some types of force. After rubbing them, again a dry hairs or a silk cloth. Yes, when we see the dry hairs or a silk clothes, and they attract some pieces of paper. It will attract what? Some pieces of paper or your body hairs. It will attract the silk thing. Silk saree will attract the body hairs or some papers. Okay, some pieces of paper. This force is known as electrical force. It is known as electric force. Next is gravitational force. The gravitational force, the earth extends the force for every object that attracts towards the center of the earth. It will attract towards the center of the earth. Whenever you throw an object in a high into the air, when we throw any object high in the air, what happens when we throw the object high in the air? See that it comes back to the earth due to the gravitational force. While the ball, when we throw the ball to the sky in the air, again it will return back to the earth. It comes back to the earth. Why it comes back? Due to the gravitational force of the earth. This is because the earth has a special force. Earth is having a special force to attract the objects towards the earth. It will attract the object towards the earth. That is called as gravitational force. It is called as gravitational force. See here, students, in this chapter what we did today, we went on about force. What is force? How we apply the force? When we apply the force, what are the things go through? It may be when we apply a force, it may happen. The work may happen a push or pull. The object we can apply. It may be push or pull for an object. Next is speed and direction. There may be changes in speed as well as in the changes in direction also of an moving object. Next is shape and size of an object. In some cases, when we put enough of efforts on the object, there may be a change in shape and size. There may be a changes in shape and size. There are types of forces also. Okay, there are types of force. What are the types of force? Fractional force, muscular force, magnetic force, and electron force, and gravitational force. Now, work. When we use force on an object, when we use a force on an object and that object changes its position, we say that work is done. Yes, when we apply a force on an object, it changes its direction or its shape. What is done there? There is a work done. What happened there? The work is done. We use and define the term work differently in science. In science, there are different meanings and different definition about work. According to the science, work is done when the force is applied on something and it moves. When the object is moving or stopping, when we apply the force on it, what happens there? There the work is done. We say that some work is done here. The object is moved from one place to another place. What is done there? There is a work done. We say that the work is done there. Some work is done there. If you try to push a wall, okay, with all your force, there is a wall. I'll try to push the wall. Is the work is done there? No. Still, it does not move here. Work is not done. Work is not done here. The work is not done here. As there is a no movement. When we push the wall, there will be a no movement of the wall. Okay, there is work is not done. We can say the work is not done because the movement is nowhere here. The movement is nowhere here. Or displacement of wall. There may be the object moved means the work is done. The wall cannot move, so the work is not done there. Work done depends on two things. Work is done depends on two things. Amount of force we apply or we use, the amount of force we use. The distance through which the object moves. The distance moves. If any one of this condition is not met, then it is said that the work is not done. What we can say? The work is not done. This was the end of your session, students. We'll continue in the next class. We went on about force and work. In the tomorrow's class, we'll study about energy. Okay, students. Take down some keywords. Not moving at the rest. Force. Efforts made pushing or pulling. Pulling is called force. A device that makes our work easy. Work easy. Not moving at the rest, stationary. Next is force. Efforts made in pushing or pulling is called as force. Next is machine, a device that makes our work easy. The device which will help us to make our work easy. Okay, student, this was your end of your session. We'll continue in the next class. Thank you.